Used to leave the lights on and never come back home. Chased every empty feeling, proud to be alone. And you arrived at 3 a.m., 6 pounds of change in everything. I held you like a question I finally had to answer. I'm a better man now, got a reason to stay, got a hand that holds mine at the end of the day. Didn't know what I was missing, didn't know what I could be. You came into this world, son, and you remade me. I put the bottle on the shelf and left it there to dust. Looked you in the eye one morning and knew I had to be enough. The man I was before you, I don't miss him anymore. You gave me something worth becoming, worth fighting for. I'm a better man now, got a reason to stay, got a hand that holds mine at the end of the day. Didn't know what I was missing, didn't know what I could be. You came into this world, son, and you remade me. Some nights I watch you sleeping and I think about my old man, all the things he never gave me, I'm holding in my hands. I won't repeat his silence, I won't leave the way he left. Every breath you take reminds me what it means to be present. You won't remember being small, you won't remember any of this, but I remember every morning, every laugh, every first. And when you're grown and gone someday, I hope you'll turn around and see a father who showed up 'cause you believed in me. I'm a better man now, still learning every day, still stumbling, still trying, still choosing to stay. I don't have all the answers, but I know what I believe. You came into this world, son, and you completed me. Better man now because of you. Better man because of you. better man. I left that town with a full tank and a restless heart. Dust on the dash, radio playing old scars. Every mile said go, but something pulled back. Like the past in the mirror, I couldn't outrun fast. The water tower still lives in my head. Sunsets falling behind Main Street red. I swore I needed more than that place, but some nights it's the only thing that feels safe. I've seen bigger lights, louder names, but they don't know me the same. I miss the way my hometown breathes, slow and honest, like it knows me. Every crack in the sidewalk knows my name. Every bar stool heard my shame. I chased a dream down an open road, but there's a part of me that never goes. No matter where this life runs through, I'm still coming back to you. Porch light still burns in my mind, like it's waiting on a different time. That old bridge sings when the wind rolls in. Sounds like trouble, sounds like home again. I learned how to lead, how to stay gone, how to smile and keep moving on. But there's a weight this highway brings. You don't lose roots, they just pull on things. I've worn new boots on foreign ground, but my soul knows that sound. I miss the way my hometown breathes, slow and honest, like it knows me. Every crack in the sidewalk knows my name. Every bar stool heard my shame. I chased a dream down an open road, but there's a part of me that never goes. No matter where this life runs through, I'm still coming back to you. I'm coming back to you. If I ever make it all the way with my name lit up in lights, I still need that quiet place that taught me wrong from right. Success don't feel like much. You got no one to call it with. I miss the way my hometown breathes, even when it got the best of me. You broke my heart, it built my skin. It taught me how to lose and win. I've been in everywhere I said I'd be, but nowhere feels like it remembers me. No matter how far I run, oh, that road still points me home. One day I'll roll in slowly, park this life at the edge of town. If I don't end up staying home, at least I know where I belong. held my breath when you said my name, like something honest might still remain. Your eyes were closed, but never mine. A half-truth dressed up as a sign. I traced the cracks along your smile, every promise felt rehearsed for a while. You said forever like it was light, but it landed heavy every night. I don't need the truth to be loud, just quiet enough to break me down. This is disappointment, slow and cold, not the kind you scream, the kind you hold. I'm not angry, I'm just done believing in words that bend, in hearts that leave me. I'm still standing, but something died when hope learned how to step aside. Touched my hand like you meant goodbye before I even asked you why. Some endings don't arrive with sound. They sit beside you, settle down. I kept defending what we were, like doubt was something I could cure. But love can fade without a fight, just losing weight night after night. I don't need the truth to be cruel, just honest enough to stop the fool. This is disappointment, stripped of rage. No slam doors, no burning stage. I'm not broken, just awake to every promise easy to fake. I'm still breathing, still alive, just learning how to let it slide. If silence speaks, I hear it clear. Everything you couldn't say was here. No villains now, no final scene, just what we were versus what it seemed. The kind that doesn't cry, just keeps you moving on with quieter dreams, lower hopes and truer knees. I won't curse you, I won't pretend, I just won't wait for you again. Some goodbyes don't need a sound, they fade when no one's around. Packed my ghost in a leather bag, left your photographs face down on the rack. The walls still hold the echo of your lies, and the mirror shows a fool who finally waxed. You call it love, I call it a cage, a pretty pen built on a hurricane's rage. Every tender word was a hook in my jaw, the sweetest thing I ever ran from, raw. I'm riding out on Devil's Mercy tonight, with strings in the wind and stars in my eyes. You can't curse my name to the Georgia pines, but I left your love on the counter never loved me, honey. You want me whole, like a river that drowns while it feeds your soul. I was iron rusting under your gentle rain, beautiful destruction dressed up without a name. Now the cello cries what my throat won't say, the violin bleeds out the price I pay. But I'd rather beat out on an open road than slowly decay in your heavy load. I'm riding out on devil's mercy tonight, with strings in the wind and stars in my eyes. You can curse my name to the Georgia pines, but I left your love on the county line, on the county line, Lord, on the county line. There's a scar shaped like your name burned into the left side of my chest, and some nights the wind sounds like you calling, but I've learned grace sounds like rest. I've learned to ride and never second guess. Devil's mercy. County line, never again. Quiet between one breath and the next, a wound that never closes, a letter never sent. And I don't look for you anymore, but you find me anyway, in the light through morning windows at the end of every day. You're somewhere still inside me, where the forgetting never goes, a fire with no season that only heaven knows. I've loved and I've moved on, darling, but part of me stayed there, somewhere still, somewhere still. Like a ghost that learned to pray. Held other hands watched other sunsets fall, but none of them felt like you did. None of them felt it all. Time did what time always does. It covered but didn't cure. Some loves don't ask permission to live a little longer than they should. You're somewhere still inside me, where the forgetting never goes. A fire with no season that only heaven knows. I've loved and I've moved on, darling, but part of me stayed there, somewhere still, somewhere still. Like a ghost that learned to pray. I don't want you back, I just want to understand how something so long gone can still reach out its hand. Maybe some people become part of the air you breathe out without knowing. And they're always, always there. I found your number in a low coat sleeve, written in red like a warning I couldn't read. You never needed love, you needed control. A beautiful hand reaching down through my soul. The coffee's cold, the morning's gray. I almost answered when you called today, but my head went still and my jaw went tight. Some doors stay shut when you've seen the other side. I'm leaving ashes where you sleep. Every promise burns, no more debts to keep. The violin cries what I swore I'd never say. I'm walking away, I'm walking away. God help me walking away. You'd show up broken just to watch me fix every piece of you, a complicated trick. I gave my quiet to your hurricane. every promise burn. No more days to keep. The violin cries what I swore I'd never say. I loved you once, now I'm walking away. I'm walking away. God help me walking away. You call it cruelty, I call it survival. You call it leaving, I call it arrival. There's a version of me you never got to break, and he's the one driving now for his own damn sake. I'm leaving ashes where you sleep. Every vow I made, buried 6 feet deep. The cello holds the weight of all I had to grieve. I loved you once, but I love myself enough to leave. Enough to leave, Lord, enough to leave. Ashes where you sleep, walking away. Enough to leave, I remember barefoot summers, screen doors left to slam, catching fireflies in mason jars, not knowing who I am. The world was just a backyard, the sky was just a game. Nobody asked me to be anything. I didn't have a name for pain. Those were simpler skies before the weight came down. Before I learned that growing up means losing solid ground. I give everything I've carried, every scar, every lie, just to lie back in that summer grass under simpler skies. Now the bills come like the weather, and a mirror tells the years. I still hear my mother calling, but it fades before it clears. The friends I had are scattered like leaves without a tree. Funny how the world gets wider and there's less room left for me. Those were simpler skies before the weight came down. Before I learned that growing up means losing solid ground. could lose. Just come breath. Always took the long way around my bitter sins. Believe the pretty stories at my own expense. Give the benefit of the doubt to everyone but me. Turns out trust is just a door you leave unlocked for thieves. And I stood there like a fool, hat in hand, open chest, thinking good in people would rise above the rest. I was a fool for believing, a fool for the faith I gave. Handed out my heart like gospel to the ones who dug my grave. But I'm done preaching to the darkness, done kneeling on this floor. Call me stupid one more time, I won't answer anymore. Won't answer anymore. I wrote the book on second chances, gave out thirds and fourths, painted saints from sorry people just because I thought I ought. Didn't see the hands that took me, only felt the hands let go. The last lesson that they taught me cost more than they'll ever know. And I stood there like a fool, eyes wide looking up, thinking love was just a river, didn't know it was a flood. I was a fool for believing, a fool for the faith I gave. Handed out my heart like gospel to the ones who dug my grave. But I know I'm preaching to the darkness, done kneeling on this floor. Call me stupid one more time, I won't answer anymore. Won't answer anymore. Maybe I'm not stupid, maybe I just care. Maybe the real failure is the ones who weren't there. I'd rather be the fool who loved with open hands than the kind of person who will never understand. I was a fool for believing, but I'd do it all again. Not for them, for the version of me who still believed in men. I'm done handing out my gospel to the ones who never cared. But I'll keep the faith for someone who deserves what I've got left to share. Got left to share. Fool's gospel, open hand, won't answer anymore. The clock ticks loud in an empty hall. Nobody answers when I call. The walls have learned the shape of me, a man who lives too quietly. The neighbors laugh, the street lights glow, but warmth is something I don't know. I set 2 plates and then just one, and stare until the evening's done. There's a weight that has no name, a hollow kind of burning shame. Not grief exactly, something near, the ache of being always here. This room has hurt me at my worst. The silence always hits me first. Before the dark, before the doubt, before I find a way back out. I talk to walls and walls talk back. Infrequency is the living lack, and every echo fades the same into a room that holds no name. I wrote a letter no one reads, and planted unremarkable seeds. The garden grew without my care, the way that most things do out there. I called an old friend on a whim. The line rang out, I thought of him, of how we drift like autumn leaves, untethered now by time and needs. There's a version of the day where someone asks if I'm okay, but morning comes and goes unmarked, another candle in the dark. This room has hurt me at my worst. The silence always hits me first. Before the dark, still. This room has heard me at my worst and held me when the feeling burst. Beyond the dark, beyond the doubt, there has to be a way back out. These walls have kept my every word. The ones I spoken no one heard, but echoes always fade alike. Even rooms run out of night. Even rooms run out of night. Empty room, still here. Empty room, still here. I saw you across the room, still beautiful, still my doom. You smiled the way you used to smile. I stood there frozen for a while. Your eyes were warm, but something's changed. The map between us rearranged. I knew it in the first hello, that we were people from long ago. And all the years came rushing in like water through the cracks again. I wanted you, I wanted them, but then it's gone, and so is when we laughed like old friends at a wake. We both knew what was at stake. Too much time, too many miles, too many lies behind those smiles. You're not the girl I used to know. I'm not the man from long ago. Loving you again would mean loving someone I've never seen. Someone I've never seen. We found a table, ordered wine. You drew a circle, I drew mine. We talked about the years between, all the places we had been. You laughed about the fights we had, the things that drove each other mad. But underneath the easy talk, I felt the ghost of what we lost. And every story that you told belonged to someone young and bold. The girl in it was not quite you, the boy in mine was not quite true. We laughed like old friends at a wake. We both knew what was at stake. Too much time, too many miles, too many lies behind those smiles. You're not the girl I used to know. I'm not the man from long ago. And loving you again would mean loving someone I've never seen. Someone I've never seen. You touched my hand when saying goodbye. We both looked up, we both knew why. No second chances, no rewind. Just two people leaving what's behind. And standing there I understood that some things end the way they should. Not with anger, not with shame, just strangers wearing someone's I watched you walk into the night. You turned around, I caught the light. One last look across the years, something close but not quite tears. met too late in the shape of our lives, both of us already halfway on. You spoke in pauses, I read between lines, things you don't say but somehow show. Your hand would hover, never land, like it knew the cost of staying near. Every look became a quiet scan between desire and the fear. We never crossed, but we came close enough to feel the weight of what could be. Some loves are real, but not allowed. They live in maybe, not in we. Oh, the love I'm not supposed to choose, the answer that I had to leave. Every instinct says to run to you, every reason says to leave you be. I carry you without a name, without a future I can claim. You're the fire I will never prove, the love that stays impossible. You learn the rules without a fight, no ultimatums, no goodbye, just two adults doing what's right while something honest quietly died. I memorized the sound of you, the way you laughed when no one heard, like happiness we never used, like pages full of unread words. No villain here, no line to cross, just timing dressed as truth. We pay the price, avoided loss, and still somehow we lose. You're the love I'm not supposed to choose, the answer that I had to leave. Every instinct says to run to you, every reason says to leave you be. I carry you without a name, without a future I can claim. You're the fire I will never prove, the love that stays impossible. In another life, another frame, where courage isn't consequence, I'd say your name without the same, and let the moment make its mess. But this one asks for quite a grace, for hands that know when not to reach. So I love you in a smaller place, somewhere between my heart and sleep. Maybe love is what we spare, choosing loss in careful ways, so no one bleeds more than they can bear. You're the love I learned to refuse, so everything else could survive. The truth I never get to use, the one I carry through my life. I don't curse it, I don't pretend, I just let it stay unfinished. Some things don't break, they simply bend and remain forever unlived. If I'd ever wonder who I'd be, if I had chosen differently, I think of you. Let it pass. Some loves aren't meant to last. I wake up to a world already tired, Headlines breathing louder than my chest. Every voice is sharp, every truth is wired, and none of it feels human at its best. I try to hold one clear and simple thought, but it slips through fingers worn and thin. The harder that I care, the less I'm taught how to stop the damage settling in. I'm just one body in the flood, one quiet doubt against the noise. I keep asking what difference it makes to speak when I don't have a choice. I feel small beneath the weight of it all, like my hands can't reach the wheel. I watch the cracks run through the wall and wonder what is even real. I don't rage, I don't resist, I just feel the silence grow, trying to live inside a world I don't know how to help or hold. I used to think that meaning came from standing up and drawing lines. Now everything sounds the same, every side convinced it's right. I see the hurt, I see the need, I see the fear behind the hate, but seeing doesn't set me free, it only adds more weight. I'm not numb, I'm not asleep, I feel it more than I can say. That's the curse I seem to keep, carrying with no way to stay. I feel small beneath the weight of it all, like my hands can't reach the wheel. I watch the cracks run through the wall and wonder what is even real. I don't rage, I don't resist, I just feel the silence grow, trying to live inside a world I don't know how to help. If I could fix one broken part, I'd start with what we overlook. The quiet lives, the tired hearts, the damage we refuse to look. I feel small beneath the weight of it all, but I'm still here, still breathing in. I don't have answers, I don't call. Let's surrender or a win. I stay kind in a world that's loud, stay human when I feel alone. If I can't taste the shape of it,